The lavished Denmark wedding of 2025, Princess Leonor of Spain finally says, "I do." For years, the world watched her grow, Spain's shy young princess, poised beneath the royal crown, groomed for duty, not desire. Everyone believed her path was carved in tradition, her heart guarded by the weight of the monarchy. But in 2025, the story changed. Against every expectation, against royal silence and political tension, the heir to Spain's throne did what few dared to imagine. She said yes. And not in Madrid, not in the royal palace of Zarzuela, but in Denmark, under the northern lights, wrapped in history and love that defied every border. This is not just a royal wedding. It's a turning point for Europe, a moment that blended heritage, youth, and heart in a spectacle that has the world whispering, did Spain just witness the birth of a new royal era? Introduction. The fairy tale begins. The air in Copenhagen carried an energy unlike any other royal event in recent memory. Streets glimmered with flags of Spain and Denmark. Cameras lined every corner, capturing every movement of Europe's most anticipated royal bride, Princess Leonor of Spain. For months, rumors swirled. Would it really happen? Would Spain's future queen cross into Denmark for love? Or would tradition pull her back? But when the palace finally confirmed the news, the reaction was electric. From Madrid to London, from Oslo to New York, everyone knew they were about to witness something historic, the union of two royal legacies, bound by love and destiny. 1. The woman behind the crown. Before the crown, there was Leonor, the girl who carried an entire nation's expectations before she turned 18. Spain's first female heir in centuries. The daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, a journalist turned queen herself. Leonor's life had always been scripted, controlled, and pristine. Her education in Wales, her military training, her flawless public demeanor, all signs of preparation for a life of service. But behind that calm royal smile was a young woman yearning for something real, for freedom, for authenticity, for a love story that wasn't planned by royal protocol. Those close to her describe her as gentle but determined, quiet yet fierce when it comes to her beliefs. And when she met the Danish prince, a man who shared her same struggle between duty and desire, everything changed. 2. The love that shook Europe. They met quietly, away from the cameras, during a European Youth Summit 2 years ago. At first, it was nothing more than friendship, two royals of the same generation, bound by shared responsibility. But as months passed, friendship turned to admiration, and admiration into something deeper. By the time 2024 arrived, whispers had reached both palaces. The Spanish press called it the silent romance. The Danish media called it the royal secret. But inside the walls of both monarchies, the question wasn't if they were in love, it was what would happen if the world found out. Because Leonor was not just a princess. She was the future Queen of Spain, the symbol of a constitutional monarchy that had only just regained its balance after decades of change. A love match with a foreign prince, especially from another reigning house, would raise eyebrows, ignite debates, and stir politics. And yet, love doesn't bow to politics. 3. The decision that stunned Spain. When the engagement was announced early this year, the world froze. The Spanish royal household released a statement both emotional and regal, confirming that Princess Leonor had accepted the proposal of Prince Christian of Denmark. It was a union no one predicted, but everyone secretly hoped for. The moment Leonor stepped forward, smiling as the cameras flashed, the narrative shifted, no longer the girl groomed for duty, but a woman leading her own destiny. Spain's youth saw her as an inspiration. The older generation saw her as a symbol of modern royalty, bridging the gap between tradition and individuality. But not everyone approved. Some conservative voices in Spain questioned whether marrying a foreign royal could complicate the line of succession. Others accused her of romanticizing monarchy, in a world that's changing too fast. Yet through every headline, Leonor stayed calm. Her response, in a rare and emotional statement, silenced critics. Love, she said, is not a political act. It is a human one. 4. The wedding day, a fairy tale reborn. May 10, 2025. The bells of Copenhagen Cathedral echoed across the city. The streets were filled with white flowers, red carpets, and thousands of onlookers waving flags in unison. Inside, the royal families of Europe gathered, from King Charles of the UK to Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden. The entire European nobility seemed to pause. Then came her. Leonor's entrance was nothing short of breathtaking. Her gown, a masterwork of Spanish craftsmanship by designer Lorenzo Caprile, blended heritage with modern elegance. The fabric shimmered like sunlight on water, embroidered with subtle motifs of both Spanish and Danish emblems. But the most emotional detail. The tiara. She wore the same diamond tiara her mother, Queen Letizia, wore at her own wedding in 2004, a powerful symbol of continuity and love between generations. As the organ played, Leonor walked slowly down the aisle, every step echoing decades of royal history. The cameras captured her father, King Felipe, with tears in his eyes, a king, but more importantly, a father giving his daughter away. 5. The vows that moved a continent. When Leonor and Christian exchanged vows, it wasn't just two people uniting, it was the merging of two royal houses, two nations, and two dreams. The ceremony mixed Spanish warmth with Danish tradition, vows spoken in both languages, a bilingual blessing symbolizing unity across borders. The moment they said, "I do," the audience erupted. Spain wept, Denmark cheered, and across Europe, screens flickered with emotion. For the first time in years, royalty felt human again, not distant or ceremonial, but deeply, beautifully real. 6. The celebration that followed. The reception, held at Amalienborg Palace, was unlike any royal banquet before. It was grand, yes, chandeliers glittering, orchestras playing, but there was also laughter, warmth, and modern flair. The menu honored both cultures, Spanish tapas, Danish seafood, and even a chocolate dessert inspired by Leonor's childhood favorites. The newlyweds danced to a modern love song, not a traditional waltz, but a melody written especially for them by a Spanish composer. It was a quiet rebellion in the middle of royal elegance, a reminder that this was their moment, not just history's. Queen Letizia, radiant in silver, was seen embracing Denmark's Queen Mary, both mothers sharing the unspoken pride of seeing their children build something new. 7. The world reacts. Social media exploded. Within hours, clips of the ceremony went viral. Leonor's vow moment alone crossed 50 million views. Hashtags flooded the internet. Royal love story, Spain meets Denmark, a new era for Europe. Even world leaders sent congratulations. But the most touching reactions came from the people, ordinary citizens across Spain saying how proud they were to see their princess choose love over protocol. Analysts called it the most human moment in modern monarchy. Others called it the rebirth of European romance. 8. Beyond the crown. What comes next for the royal couple? They are expected to spend their first year between Madrid and Copenhagen, balancing royal duties and joint humanitarian work, focusing on youth leadership and climate initiatives across Europe. But beyond politics and public duty lies something more enduring. The quiet message they've sent to a watching world, that royalty can evolve, that love can coexist with duty, and that tradition doesn't have to mean surrendering the heart. 9. The legacy begins. As night fell over Copenhagen, fireworks painted the sky. The crowd outside the palace sang in both Spanish and Danish, two languages, one celebration. And in that moment, Leonor looked every bit the queen she was born, and the woman she chose to become. Her journey is far from over. But one thing is certain, the lavished Denmark wedding of 2025 wasn't just a royal event. It was a story about courage, love, and the quiet power of following one's heart in a world that often says no. Because in the end, the crown may symbolize duty. But the heart, that's where true royalty begins.